Welcome back. Standing starts for karts with centrifugal clutches was introduced last year at Super 1. One of the problems has been the clutches overheating on the way to the grid, usually on rolling starts. Now the rolling starts have been taken away and a temperature set for the clutch drum, 120 degrees. The karts must not exceed that, and that's what George Robinson from Rotax is checking here. Our third interview with team principals coming up, and this time it's with Dan Holland from DHR. Sam Marsh is leading the senior Rotax class for DHR, and I started by asking Dan who he thought would provide Sam with the stiffest challenge this year.
The seniors is always very competitive. Obviously the other team, big team Strawberry Racing, they've always got a big presence, and their drivers Connor Hall, Luke Knott, Gary Donnelly, they're all, if you look at the championships, sort of second, third, fourth. Luke won last time out, and their other driver Gary won at the first round Rara. So while Sam's leading, we have been very, very fast, but more through consistency in the finals. But you know, that's been unfair to the other drivers as well. It's really close, and it's really too early to say. At this sort of point, it's just about getting points on the board and not having a drop score too early, really. So that's the main aim we're doing at the minute.
Now you've been around Super 1 for a lot of years. I know consistency is always the key to winning a championship, but what are some of the other things that are important if you're going to win a championship at this level?
I think the whole package needs to be right, and that's right from the driver, the parents and family supporting that, the right attitude, the mechanic, the team, obviously the equipment and the preparation. We've been fortunate enough to win the senior Super 1 2 out of the last 3 years with Sean Babington. We know what it takes, and I sort of think strength in numbers as well. It's difficult to do on your own, and I think it's important to have good teammates and also good drivers and role models in the other classes as well. I sort of think success breeds success as well with that. Obviously the data, we've got sort of full data systems on all the karts. After every session that's sort of debriefed. We've even got sort of independent driver coaches in here as well. And it's a team effort, but it's a full package. It's not just, you know, the fastest driver doesn't always win this championship. So it's a case of everything needs to be right to sort of win. It's over a big long year, so it is just about being consistent. But yeah, and there's no Schumachers out there. It's all got to be, you've got to put the effort in basically to get the results.
Well, the race is about to begin. Alan is down on the grid with Sam Marsh on the front row. Let's hear what he has to say.
Sam, quick chat with you. P2 for the televised final, finished second in that earlier final one, so it's a good result for you, championship leader. Looks like you should be able to hold on to the championship lead.
Yeah, I'm not really thinking about championship lead at the minute. I mean, it's nice to have, obviously, but it's more about trying to win the races at this point. I mean, there's still 4 rounds to go after this, you know, so still tons of points to be gained. I'm just trying to win as many races as possible.
Okay, well, good luck.
Thank you.
Well, it will be tough. He's got Luke Knott alongside him on the front row, Connor Hall and Brett Ward on row 2, from Bartholomew and Hurst, Johnson and Donnelly, and Turner and Collins. What a top 10 that is. It's going to be a tough race today. P13, Scott Mackerel, keep an eye on him. He should be one of the ones to watch in this one from 13th on the grid. Away we go. What a start from Marsh. He blasts into the first corner. Very nicely done. Luke Knott gets sideways. We're on board with Brett Ward, and he gives him a slight nudge as the 96 of Hurst shoots up into second place. Now we're 3 wide, and that looks like the 35 getting in the mix of James Johnson. Connor Hall is in this mix as well. There he is, losing 2 places as they make their way to the S's for the first time. Through the left, through the right, on board with Brett Ward for the entirety of this first lap, so you can feel exactly what it's like to be a front runner in Super 1 in Senior Rotax. Magnificent stuff. Up on the curbs, down on the tarmac once again, getting close to the back of Connor Hall. Up through the left, look for an opportunity. Look how much vibration and punishment the kart gets, and it's wobbling around all over the place, the camera. Donnelly out of the race, unfortunately, on this first lap. And as we make our way to the hairpin for the second time, Brett Ward right on the back of the 35 of Johnson now. He's made up a place once again, so that puts him up into 5th position. Connor Hall has dealt with Johnson, and now so too does Brett Ward. Through the S's once more. And there is Sam Marsh, the championship leader and the race leader. Look at that. He has basically strapped the turbocharger to his kart and disappeared. He may as well have Fast and Furious style nitros on that thing. He is that far ahead, 2.21 ahead of Luke Knott in the early stages. That is astonishing pace. Knott in second place, Hurst, Hall, Ward, Johnson, Russell, Constable, Mackerel and Bartholomew. And there is Josh Collings, the number 7, just in behind him. He's got Hugenboom, Hughes, Barrow, Turner and Rose right up his exhaust at the moment, and he's desperately trying to build his own advantage to close up on the chasing pack. This is now from Knott down to Rose, those 14-15 karts. It's up to them now to close up on Sam Marsh. They've almost got to work together in unison here to close down this gap. Matthew Hurst, 3rd position, right on the tail of the 44 of Knott, and in front of Connor Hall. They've actually broken clear of Ward and Johnson. Russell is in that little mob as well, trying to move up into the top 6. Right behind Russell is the number 11, Jack Constable. Here's 2nd, 3rd and 4th, Knott, Hurst and Hall. These 3 have got to be wise here. They've got to work together to close up on Sam Marsh. The gap is 2.2, which is the equivalent of 30 seconds in a Formula 1 race. It's massive in karting. This race is a sprint. It's not an enduro. It's not like Grand Prix where it's an hour and a half. It's just you, the open road, and how you read the situations and scenarios around you. Up the inside, great move from Connor Hall. That's past Matthew Hurst and up into 3rd position. Cracking overtake. And now he's got to try and close up on the 44 of Luke Knott. Started pole position, don't forget. And now he's being absolutely mullered by Sam Marsh out in front. Although saying that, the gap is coming down 100th by 100th. He went through there, the gap was 2.15. So he's taken about 0.5 of a second out of him. So if they continue to work together, they should be able to eat into the advantage. But look, the gap is the length of the S's. That's how big the advantage is right now. You're flat on the throttle, about 50 miles an hour through there. Brett Ward on board once again, trying to close up on these 3. Knott, Hall and Hurst. Ward in 5th position at the moment. Look how much vibration the camera takes as he rides through the fast open sections of the circuit. On the curb, it's like being on a washing machine. You just get so much adrenaline and energy through the camera. It just doesn't want to stay still. So again, the 45 of Ward closes up on these 3. This is actually playing into their hands here. They need more drivers to join the battle. And look, it's working. The gap is down, 1.99. Marsh is on his own. He's only got his own race to run here out in the lead. These 3 or 4 karts, they can easily work together to make this race come back to them. We're watching Johnson and Russell. Right on their tail is Jack Bartholomew trying to work his way through the field. Early signs are good for him. Jack Constable and Scott Mackerel just on his tail. So already, after 5 minutes, it's still not clear as they fly through Henry's Bend who is going to be in the top 6. Because again, the drivers are doing exactly what they need to. They are edging closer and closer to Sam Marsh. At this rate of pace, it's not going to be too long before it's open house for the victory. Never mind 2nd place. Through the S's nicely. Still hanging on to this 2nd place, Luke Knott, just controlling the energy. There's Connor Hall, 3rd position, Super 1 Minimax champion a couple of seasons ago, so he knows how to win races and win championships. Are on board with Ward once again, right on the tail of Matthew Hurst. He's getting closer, and he's really working hard here into the 1st corner. Hug the apex of the 2nd, down to the braking zone, close. Good enough to get a drag into the 2nd hairpin. He's having a look. Oh, he's got him off guard there. He almost lost the place. A little further into the race, this battle's still going on. Oh, hello, Jack. Good to see you back again. So through he goes. Jackie's back up into the top 6 nicely then. Bartholomew working well. Later into the race, and he's having a go on Hurst. So he's now a genuine contender for the top 6. Back to the front. Oh, the gap has disappeared. And up the inside comes Connor Hall. He's done it. And through goes Luke Knott as well. Now this race has just got going. Sam Marsh, that lead has disappeared and completely evaporated. He's down to 3rd position. It's up to him now to get back on terms with these 2. Teamwork, by the way, just ended. Now it's time for the business end of this race, and Connor Hall and Luke Knott will now be in a battle royale for the victory, desperately hoping Sam Marsh doesn't get another whiff of opportunity. They've disappeared, and away comes the field. Bartholomew, Hurst, Constable, Ward, Johnson, Mackerel, Russell, Turner. There's Hugenboom, the 30, Barrow and Alexander. And then it's Hughes and Morgan Rose, the 85. So through Damon Hill once again, and Connor Hall trying to put distance between himself and Luke Knott. Sam Marsh desperately trying to find a way to get back through. It's not panic mode yet for Marsh. There's a bit of an opportunity to get himself back into position, and he's still just over 0.5 seconds off the back of Connor Hall with 2 laps to go here. We're on board with Brett Ward. Oh, you're about to be overtaken, Bucko. Johnson's got through. Very nicely done as well. Oh, and again. That's always a sickening sight. Mackerel gets through into, that now makes it 6th position, I believe. Through the S's once more. It's now or never. You've got to try and get every opportunity you can. First 13 to 14 minutes of this race are calculated. Now it's about moves, and Mackerel gets up the inside of Johnson. Ward's trying to come with. There's a little bit of a nudge. Mackerel saves it. What a battle. This is what we're talking about. The last lap. Here we go. And it's now or never for the boys out there. Leading rookie at this point, Connor Hughes. Leading privateer, James Johnson. Jack Bartholomew, fastest lap, and he's closing in on these three. Connor Hall is doing everything he possibly can to keep the 44 of Luke Knott and Sam Marsh, and now Jack Bartholomew behind him. This is a cracking battle. Out of the S's, down to Sam Sweep, and through into the lead. Talk about timing. Luke Knott hits the front. Thank you, boys. I'm off. This is my victory. And down to Damon Hill once again. Marsh has a look at Connor Hall. He can't get by. Bartholomew is big stealing and borrowing an overtaking move to try and get into the podium, but it's not going to happen. Luke Knott takes the flag for the second race in a row. Fantastic. Brilliant work from Luke Knott. He did it absolutely textbook to perfection. Timed it right. Connor Hall second, Marsh third, Bartholomew is fourth, from Jack Constable and Matthew Hurst rounding out the top six. Seventh place for Scott Mackerel, eighth for Ward, ninth for Russell, 10th Charlie Turner in front of the leading privateer James Johnson. Absolutely astonishing race. Luke Knott timed it to perfection. It's a Strawberry Racing 1-2, and what a drive from Luke Knott.
Unbeaten since the qualifying sessions, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, we struggled a bit on Friday, but we managed to get there, managed to get on the pace. Ever since then, I mean, we've just been winning races, taking it race by race, and the final, I don't know how I won, to be honest. I think the start was a bit of a mess, but yeah, we just reeled them in, got there in the end, so yeah, we won it.
And talk us through the move to get the lead on last lap.
Oh, I just come off the second hairpin quite well, and I thought, I'm not doing all that work just to finish second, so I just went for the move down the hill and it worked, so yeah.
Three cracking races to start the weekend at Buckmore. Army Cadet is up next.